SG Reads.
Hello fellow travelers, my name's SG and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to do a suggested series by the Siren Head analog horror that was suggested to me by one of you subscribers by Goji times 2 or Goji X2 depending on how you read and or write it. And I gotta say, I'm really enjoying it so far. It only has a couple uploads so far, one being just recently today, and the third one was probably 2 days ago, I believe. And so far, I'm liking what I'm seeing and wanted to talk about it. If you like this content, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate it. I do suggest going to check out the original videos on the original channel. It helps me out and it helps him out. So yeah, let's get started, shall we? Volume 1 starts with a man and his wife along with their 2 kids going on a camping trip to Yellowstone Park. They say they're going there to get away from the city because it's the middle of summer and they want to go have fun with their kids and at the same time detox from city life itself. This is taking place in 1987, I believe. And here we do know that there are at a big camping site. There are other people there, some there going through for work or some just there to do like them, have a camping trip themselves. Later that night, the man himself goes out to go use the restroom in the woods and hears this strange, loud wind noise, as if a small tornado or hurricane were brushing through. Him in his panic goes back to the camping site to go to his wife and kids, but by the time he gets there, no one is at the camping site. Everyone had just disappeared, almost like they had just gotten up and walked away. All their stuff was still there, some tents were destroyed, but all in all, everything was gone. When looking back at his camera, he sees a picture of a creature standing behind them in one of the images. And then, once he found that everyone was gone, he started snapping pictures again, thereby catching this creature once more in that same area. He doesn't know what's happening, and he seems to be completely confused about the situation, but has accepted his fate because he starts hearing that rushing noise again, and assumes that whatever took his family is ready to take him now. Ending video 1, or volume 1 if you will. Volume 2 takes place shortly after these events, where the police have reached this area and said that they have been distributing that image of that creature from the camera as far as anybody knows, but other than that there's nothing else to report. Everyone just seems to have disappeared, leading into a small kind of town being destroyed by a hurricane or being warned that a hurricane was coming. There are news reports everywhere along with several stations reporting it and telling everyone in town to either go into a bunker or reach somewhere underground where it's safe to reach from the hurricane itself. After the aftermath of when the hurricane was supposedly gone, people go back to find the town has been completely deserted. Some think the town people just left, went somewhere else safer. But then again, there was nothing gone. No items missing, no nothing. Certain places were destroyed, yes, but no one was gone in of itself. This takes place several years after the first events. An interesting case all in all, because there seems to be no sign of a hurricane itself. But they do suspect that maybe this creature from then was related to this. Volume 3, which I said came out just recently, suggests that the government may know about this creature and are finding ways to destroy it, trying to either bomb it or some other way to take care of it. Maybe some are even considering capturing it. We do get a small brief explanation of what's happening, but we don't really still know what this creature is other than the name Siren Head. There does seem to be a volume 4 that was released today, but it seems that it is just another warning, suggesting that this attack did happen on Siren Head, but failed, and now Siren Head is either going on another rampage, going to another city, or seems to be in a frantic state himself. We don't know furthermore than that, but we can suggest that from that 4th volume, the attack didn't work, and may have just upset Siren Head overall. Now I will say this again, I do suggest all of you go check out the original videos. My brief explanation covers the main topics, but not every little detail. There are a lot in there that I do suggest you go check out, and come back here if you're ready to check them out. Anyway, let's move on to the main theory, shall we? Well, as per usual, our first topic will be, who is the narrator? Is there a narrator going through all these? And I have to say, yes, it's the man from the first video. He seems to be the one that's constantly in this. Not to mention for the first 2 videos, it seems that the same text are yellow. So that usually gives a sign that they are the same person, or at least involved in the same incident. And this tells me that when the Siren Head was coming back in that area, maybe the police or military scared it off, and they managed to rescue him under the guise that he was the only survivor who really saw what happened, mainly due to the fact that they did recover his camera. I could say that he went missing and they recovered it then, but the way he talks and the way the character acts is similar in both videos, and we do know that the second video came out shortly after the first one. So I will have to say that the narrator has to be the same for all the videos. And the third video, as for why the text is different and it seems like someone else is talking, I'll just say that our main narrator, this guy, is still working with either the government or whatever agency is tracking down the Siren Head, because it seems to me he's talking to somebody. Somebody's giving him information about the attack on Siren Head himself. Someone is collecting this information and is telling him step by step what's happening. Otherwise, we wouldn't know that for sure. So it seems to me that our main character is the man from the first one, who is himself tracking down the Siren Head, going through different social media, going through different medias, maybe radio, TV, and is tracking him down himself, either working with or working alongside this agency that's helping track down the Siren Head themselves, either to capture or to kill. And it seems to me that he has an insider himself on what's happening too. The visuals for the videos are very well done. I could tell that at the beginning it was a little bit on the grainier side, but as we went on with the different videos, I could tell it got better and better, and really did show more of the storytelling later on, more of the research that went put into this, compared to the Siren Head mythos. I do think that this is a fun little aspect to it, and it does feel like it's straight from the 80s, given the commercials and the style of filming. This is very well done, visually pleasing, and it actually does keep up pretty well for what they're trying to point out. I do like it, and I'm looking forward to more. Much to work with, but I do have a lot that I could say, like what the main theory about this, like what the main purpose of these videos are. And that would be, this is either a search video or a revenge video. This is, like I said, the man from the first video's story. We're following him through all this. We're going to be seeing where he is going. Now, we do know that he is connected to the main agency tracking down Siren Head, whether it be government or something else. But, for this scenario, I would like to think that maybe this is him tracking down Siren Head, trying to figure out what other people are saying, how people are handling him, and what are the signs of his appearance, and the signs of his destruction. We do know that the last instance of the government trying to get him failed, so that means the protagonist has learned that this does not work. So this either tells me that he is trying to find a way to destroy the Siren Head himself, or that he is trying to find where Siren Head comes from. Where is he going? He's going somewhere. We don't know where, but he's going somewhere. So maybe he's trying to follow him, trying to figure out where his main home is, I guess you could say. Trying to find his family in this situation. Because, like they said, they just disappeared. So no one knows what happened to them or where they are. So the main thing our main protagonist may be thinking is that maybe they're alive somewhere. Maybe they're out there missing. Maybe they're in a constant state of suffering. We don't know. And that's the main purpose I think this analog horrors is going to take. That we are seeing the journey of our main character, who has been pretty much the first recorded, and I say recorded incident, because according to the video, this has been happening for centuries, maybe eons, but we don't know that for sure. But maybe this is the first recorded evidence of a Siren Head attack. Now, that still consists of our main protagonist being the same guy. We don't know if he survived or not, but I'm willing to put my money that this is all about him looking for his family and tracking down the Siren Head to see where he is going exactly, and what could later on come from that. Now, like I said before, we do realize that Siren Head has been seen years before, because we do get caveman drawings of the Siren Head in the video. So it'd be fun to explore that in a way, kind of suggesting that this character has been studying disappearances happening all over America. And all seem to have the same kind of vibe, the wind situation. And we do get this idea that there are certain events that happen in kind of mythology, I guess you could say. Like the Roanoke situation, where an entire village of people during their pilgrimage suddenly just got up and left, leaving dishes full of food, leaving an entire building. Pretty much looks like people just walked up and left. So those are also very interesting aspects to think about when going through this. And there is a lot to cover in this situation. After researching the Siren Head for this project myself, I did find that there are a lot of aspects you can cover with him. When researching the Siren Head myself, I did find that the common thing was that he does get into the minds of people, which we don't really see here. We do hear that he announces words, numbers, and different phrases every once in a while. So it would be interesting. The reason we don't hear it in the videos, or at least our main protagonist didn't hear it, is because they can't. It can't be recorded. It can't be brought to camera. Maybe it's just in the mind or in the ears of the victims themselves. That would be a very supernatural element to add to it, and it does make sense. Because we do hear in ghost situations that they can hear things that aren't heard through like recording devices, cameras, stuff like that. So there are certain aspects that can be brought up. The fact that the Siren Head himself does seem to be a tall tree-like creature means that he could probably hide in the middle of the day as kind of like phone posts or something of the like trees. So there are different aspects of the character's background that you can kind of exploit in this situation and kind of give reason why they aren't there, But I think for what we have here, it's very well done. I think we do get this good idea that there is something bigger happening. That there is this creature, the Siren Head, is a much heavier threat than we know as he is now. Because if he can mimic, not physically, but the sound of a hurricane and even trick everyone to think it is a hurricane, then that in itself is something very powerful and very different that we haven't seen in any analog horror or horror as of now recently. All in all, I'd say this is a very well done project. I do really enjoy it. I know that there aren't that many, about 4, but it does get the imagination going. It does kind of make you think what's happening, who these characters are, what's going on. The visuals match the era and what is being portrayed in the segments. You do get this idea that it may have been rushed. You do get this idea that he doesn't really know what he's caught in the situation, our main protagonist. And you do get this idea that no one really knows how to handle the Siren Head. This is still the late 80s, early 90s. They don't know much about cryptids or SCPs or whatever you like to call them. But for the most part, you do get this idea that it is fitting of its era. It does feel natural. It does feel good. There are certain things that do need to be worked on, but nothing that can't be tweaked up as you go along. And I see that here. I can see that he's gotten better from video 1 to video 2 to video 3, all the way up to today's recent video, video 4. So I do look forward to seeing more along the way. I do think that there is a lot of promise to this series. And I do think that you can toy around with the ideas of the mythos of both Siren Head and our real world, kind of mixing together. All in all, this is a very well done project, and I can't wait to see what happens next. Like I said, I will leave the links to the first video and the playlist in the description and in the comment section down below. So I do say go check out the Siren Head Analog Horror at Goji ×2 or Goji X2, depending on how you say it, and give him a good shout out. It's a very fun, very interesting, and very detailed series. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks again for watching. I hope that you guys come back next time for another one. If you have any other suggestions for any analog horrors, or just any horror suggestions period, please leave them down in the comment section. I would like to hear them. And yeah, I hope you all have a great day, and see you guys next time.